Paralympic cyclist Carol Cooke has been left reeling after her 2 Rio gold medals were stolen in the early hours of Wednesday morning. After parking a car outside the Victorian Institute of Sport in Albert Park to go for a training ride, she received word shortly after from VIS staff that it had been broken into. Thieves made off with an official Paralympics bag that contained wallets, other valuables and the prized medals. They were won in the T1, T2 time trial and road race events and followed the Canadian-born Australian's gold medal winning performance in the London time trial 4 years ago. The morning's events were like a string of coincidences. The reason she brought the medals with her was because MOJO TV was going to talk to her about her experience in Rio. She had also contemplated parking a car at St Kilda instead of Albert Park, and it was her first Wednesday training run since returning from the Paralympics. Now what we're about to play is audio from an interview I had with her, which she graciously agreed to shortly after the discovery. She recounts the morning's ordeal, then discusses what the medals mean in her role as an ambassador for people living with multiple sclerosis.
I got a text message at about 5 to 8 from Westpac saying that one of my cards ending in the 4 numbers had been tried to be used. Had I done it, it was for $1,000, and I thought, oh dear. That's not good. So I said no, so they put a block on my cards and I rode back here and the staff was standing waiting for me and said, have you seen your car? And I had left my Rio Paralympic team backpack jammed down in the front well of the passenger side of the car, covered with a VIS jacket, and it was gone. There really is nothing I can do. And yeah, I almost cried when I rocked up to the car on my trike, and I thought, oh, I know it's gone. You know, I knew right then, and my heart just dropped. And there was, the verge of a few tears, and I thought, well, what can you do? You know?
Yeah, I know you've certainly had a lot of resilience in your career as well. That's, I guess, something that really has defined you in your sort of approach to the sport. Is that, I guess, where that sense of, I guess, relative calmness on the outside has come from this morning?
Yeah, I'd say the resilience in me, probably. But I'm the type of person that, well, if something happens and you've got nothing, there's nothing that you can do. You know, it's like in a race. You know, you can only control the controllables, and this is something I can't control. It's something that somebody's done, and so I just have to go forward here. I love sharing those medals. I'm not a person that puts them away or hides them away to keep them pristine. My London medal, very manky looking right now because it's been through thousands of hands. And that's the sad part, is I don't have those medals now to share with, the 1,000 kids that I would share over the next couple of years. So it is gut-wrenching. It's not like they can't sell them. They can't, what are they going to do with them? It's got the event marked on the bottom of both of them. They're brand new. It's Rio 2016. It's not like they're really old medals, so they would, they would have to realize that, oh geez, somebody would be looking for these. So, you hope that the criminal, if he sees them, would have some little bit of a heart and either drop them off at a police station or just pop them into the Institute of Sport, just with the bag, just throw it in. They're not good for anybody else.
Was it like a noticeable difference in like your experiences in London and Rio? And do they both have like very distinct sort of memories attached?
Very different memories. London was more a celebration of all things Paralympic, where Rio was more just go to Rio and do the business. The business end. It didn't come across as a real party atmosphere. To people I'm talking to, you got to have the courage to take a chance on change, because we're all so scared of change. And I mean, my life has changed so many times over my lifetime that if I hadn't had that courage to say, okay, well, this is a bad change. Like when I was diagnosed, this is a really bad thing, but a lot of good has come from it. So I always say I would never change the fact that I was diagnosed with MS, because it's given me so many opportunities that I never ever would have had. So that in itself, bad change can always be some good change. So I had to actually use those words with the changing my tactics for the road race. I had to have that courage. I tell you, I got it to the start line, and the nervousness that I've never felt before, because I'm never usually nervous when I get to the start line, and I was so nervous because I was doing something completely different. But I had to have that courage to take a chance that the change that I was going to do was going to work, and in the end it proved that it had.
Now, if you have any details which could lead to the whereabouts of Carol's medals, you can contact Victoria Police or the Australian Paralympic team at media@paralympic.org.au.